Hi, everybody. How we doing? Happy Thursday. Where's my camera? Oh, there's my alarm going off saying, don't forget your paint nightin'. Can you guys hear me? Can you see me? Can you hear my music in the background? Oh. Let's get that out of there. I literally just woke up in time to set this all up. So we're gonna see how she goes today. It's gonna be great. Just another good old Taylor's running around with her head chopped off type of a day. Okay, make sure all my alarms are off. Beautiful. Looks like we have some new faces here today. Some new and some old. Hello. Who's excited to paint Pikachu? Is there anybody out there? Pikachu was requested. Excited for this one, Lisa? Yes, same actually. This one was requested more than once. But I was supposed to do it for the first week, like the first Thursday when we did Bernie. But then I felt like I had to jump on that Bernie train. And I pushed little Pika to now. Your nephew's obsessed. Okay, perfect. So this is great. Gift going. We'll get some little Pikachus. Happy 25 years of Pokemon. Okay. Perfect. Has it actually been 25 years of Pokemon this year? That's pretty crazy. I love it. Pikachu's a nice, easy character to go through. I think it's going to be fun, you guys. Why is it so dark over there? Let me just play with that quick while we let some people sneak in before we start that little Pikachu. I'm just going to try to, like I said, just bump up the brightness in this It's very weird that it's so dark. There's literally a ring light right here. But it doesn't seem... Let's see if I just... Where is the momager? Oh, hello, Ilum. Good question. I don't usually hold him to being here exactly on the moment. Or exactly on time. The momager is a busy mom. Ain't that the truth? He'll sneak in. He'll sneak in, I'm sure. Alrighty then. Are we just like getting right into it? Are we just over me talking about whatever? I don't even really have much to talk about, you guys. Nothing new and exciting happening over here. I'm so close. I literally said this for the last every paint night I feel like I've done in months. I'm so close to finishing that apartment building. So I'll be a whole new artist once I'm done those paintings. Maybe more time to stream. Who knows? Don't quote me on that. But that's the goal, okay? It's always the goal for me to stream more. I'd love that. But I just won't beat around the bush. Let's like get to painting some Pikachu, okay? Let's go over just some Taytayski studio rules here quick. Not rules. Again, I keep to think of a better word than rules. But number one, I'm not a trained teacher, so let me know, like, if I'm talking too fast, if I explain something poorly, if you want me to explain something differently. Don't ever feel bad that you need to ask a question. That's very helpful. It'll help people watching at home. Hello, Gold. It'll help people watching at home right now who don't have a caffeine account, even though you should have a caffeine account, who can't comment, or people watching on YouTube, hello YouTube, and can't have that live action time to ask a question. So you could be helping someone else out. So don't be afraid to ask questions or for me to like zoom in or whatever. That's always easy. Number two is always to start with pencil if you want. I always teach to start with paint. I personally think that it's easier to start with a paintbrush, but that might just be biased of me. So if you're more comfortable with a pencil, feel free to start. I'll let you know once you have to start getting out real paint, but keep in mind that when you use pencil on a canvas or with any type of paints, you need to press very lightly. You don't want that powdered graphite to come off your pencil and mix with your colors and darken all your colors. Because that's not fun for anybody, okay? And what's number, I'm all over the place. Number 3 is don't treat your painting too precious, okay? That's the thing that people struggle with the most, is that they don't want to ruin their painting. So every brush stroke, they're questioning it. They're not sure if they want to put it down. They're scared and they're nervous. But you're going to have to let go of that for the paint nights. This is more like we're having fun. We're letting it go. There's no such thing really as mistakes because paint can just cover right over top paint. So if you paint something weird you don't like, we'll easily paint over top of it. There is no stress, no permanency. It's a fun time today, okay? Number 4, trust the process, which kind of fits into the other one. Halfway through, we're just gonna have a bunch of weird shapes. Like, it's gonna look probably worse than this on there, and you're gonna be like, what's happening? And maybe you wanna quit because you're like, mine sucks. You're not allowed to do that, okay? You have to hold it out to the end. Trust the process, because usually in the last 5 minutes, those paintings really come together. And you're proud, and people are proud of them. So I want you to hold it out till the end. I think you can do it. And then what's number 6? Just like have fun, you guys. We're having fun here today. I'm going to be a classic art teacher. This is a fun, stress-free environment. And we're going to paint some Pika Pikachus. All right? Does anyone play Pokemon Go still, or just like me? It's like the only thing I can keep a daily, habit on. Same, I still play too, Nico. I'm obsessed with Pokemon Go. There we go, you guys. See, I'm not the only one. I love it. Well, let's paint a Pikachu to go along with that, okay? And realistically, you can do whatever you want. Like, we can make this, like, you can put a little party hat on him after if you want. There's, like, so many little different Pikachus that you can make out of this base Pikachu. I thought it was cute to have him waving. Realistically, if you guys have seen my Valentine's Day cards that I sold this season, this is the Pikachu that I use as reference to draw. So, that's kind of fun. You could do this, your Valentine's Day cards next year with your own drawn Pikachu. Okay? You've been grinding past level 40. Okay, so people who don't play Pokemon Go, level 40 is very, very hard to get to. What am I? I'm a 38 or 39, but it's like I'm fresh to the change. You need like millions of points to get up there. Let me see before I lie to you. I am 38. See, I lied. I'm not 39. Okay. Oh, I gotta put that away. I'm just gonna get sucked in. All right, everybody. I know I said this 14 times, but let's paint a Pikachu. Okay. I am going to take out yellow because I might have to change it up on my screen just so that you guys can see it. But I would suggest if you're starting with paint to start with yellow. I'm using just a good old cadmium medium. Where is it? Oh, it's actually cadmium-free yellow medium. Oh, Grunge Mania. Sorry. Oops, I meant to read your comment down there. Thanks for stopping by for a minute. Can't wait to see your Pikachu when you're done. I am going to start with yellow. We'll see how it works. I want you to start with yellow for sure. And we're going to take a little paintbrush. Skinny and pointed. I got it wet first because water's your friend. That's actually another rule that I forgot today. We'll just ignore that, okay? And we are going to dip that paintbrush. You can kind of see my hand over here. I'm dipping it into my water, okay? And I'm scooping water onto my palette with my paintbrush. Stacy's Billy Diamond paintings more your speed today. Hey, I get that. Once you start one of those hobbies, you gotta finish it. I get it. All right, so see down here, I scooped a bunch of water into my palette. And I'm just kind of making that good old chocolate milky consistency, you guys. The usual, okay? Making a nice watered down, like I'll see if you guys can see. See the bead forming at the bottom of that paintbrush? That's how you know it's nice and chocolate milk consistency. And we're going to take a peek at our whole canvas. Hello, Lisa. We're going to take a peek at our whole canvas. And this is always, for me, probably the most stressful part. You just want to acknowledge the whole thing. Take a look at our little Pikachu up here. I always forget that's flipped. And acknowledge that he has like pointy ears. He has that big old tail in the back. So he's going to be, circle head is going to be a little off. It's not going to be right in the middle. And just acknowledge before we put it down. Try to picture him there. I don't know, for people who aren't visual, maybe that's the most useless information of all time. But get that out of there. Try to imagine where you want to lay him out just preemptively at the start. Remember, there's no mistake. So realistically, if you put that spot in the wrong spot, that circle in the wrong spot, we can be able to white it out. So don't stress too much. Just start laying it down with some intention. We're literally just going to start with that circle head. And his head's big. Like, it's almost 50-50 to the size of his body. So it's okay if we do it quite large, okay? I'm just going to draw a big old circle. Can you guys see that? And see, like I say every time, see how I go through it a couple times? It's almost impossible to draw a perfect circle or the circle that you want in one go. So I'm going to go around a couple times until I get the outside shape to be what I want it to be, okay? Boop. How's that? Can you see it enough? I think it's okay. I'll make it orange later if we need, but how's that for a little head to start with, okay? We're probably going to do it kind of like Bernie. We're going to start just coloring in these shapes quicker than we usually would. Because the base color is yellow and it's such a light color, no matter what quality of paint you have, most colors go over top of yellow. Okay. So we've got that head. Look, easy peasy. It's a little off the circle, or off the middle. Doesn't really matter if it's not. And we're going to come down the sides of this circle. Oops, I just punched the microphone. And we know that he has little cute puffy cheeks, right? But we're not going to deal with that yet. We're just going super basic, laying out the shapes. Look how far down my paintbrush I'm holding my brush, right? Like, I want it to be nice and loose and just kind of roughly start laying stuff out. So we've got that circle on there. And we're going to draw a good old rectangle, but it's not going to be a straight up. It's going on an angle a little bit, okay? Do you see how that line's not perfectly straight? Like, this would probably be straight. And see how I turned it to the side a little bit? And same on this side, we can do that too. See, look how I'm like doing those lines a couple times to get the angle that I want. It's just the base coat. It's okay if it's messy. We're literally coloring these shapes in yellow in a second anyway. It looks like whatever. What is those? I always forget those comics. Cyanide and Happiness? Is that what it's called? And it looks like a little character. We just have to do like... Right? Okay, just ignore that. Like I said, we're painting that in yellow, so it's no big deal. Okay. Okay, so we've got that yellow. We've got an angled rectangle popping out the bottom of it. Okay. And on the bottom right angle corner, that's what I meant to say, of this rectangle, let's draw just a little circle. See how it comes out of the rectangle? It's not on the inside, it's on the outside. It comes a little bit lower than the rectangle that we originally drew. Okay. I feel like I'm just going to be cruising through this one. Slow. I was going to say slowly but surely, but that's the opposite of what I was just saying. It's going to be quick, okay? Now let's go to this foot. And let's draw another circle. It's going to go just a little bit over the side. Do you see how it comes just a little bit over the sides of it? Well, this one had a lot of overlap. This one's kind of nestled nicely in that bottom left corner. Oops, my paintbrush was backwards. And again, when I brought that close, you guys saw, right? Like, look at all these extra lines and stuff. Like, it's fine. We're rough. If you're using a pencil, that's fine too, right? You can do it nice and sketchy like that if you need to. I don't suggest erasing a pencil on canvas. That usually doesn't go over very well. To be honest, I truthfully suggest using like a watercolor pencil crayon or a pencil crayon. In America, I don't think you guys call those pencil crayons. I think they're just colored pencils. Is that... Americans, help me out here. If I say a colored... oh my god. If I say a pencil crayon, what does that mean to you? I'm going to try doing my Copic markers tonight. More draw night for me. Perfect! That's perfect, Nico. Realistically, this is probably... might be even easier to draw. Who knows? Because instead of painting over these shapes, you can literally just erase them if it's on a piece of paper. Alright, we're cruising along, okay? So up here, we're going to draw his cute little arm, right? It's literally just a bean. We've got bean science. And remember, every time you lay a shape down, you want to lay it down with a purpose, right? So when you're looking at this picture up here, we can see that this bean overlapped his head a little bit, like it goes over his cheek a little bit. So we want that to go over top our circle, and it comes over onto that rectangle arm. So it's also going to come over down there, right? And we're gonna come on down to this side. And same thing, it's just gonna pop a little bit outside of that rectangle that we've drawn. But other than that, it's just gonna come right on the inside. Right? Remember, it comes down a little bit. Overlaps that leg a little bit. I always try to get you to be conscious of looking at your reference photo every time you draw, or every time I lay a shape down, just to kind of see how I'm solving the problem. Because that's the one different thing. Like, I went to school to be an illustrator, and illustration is a little bit different than just art, normal drawing. Because you're made to be a tool for somebody else who can't draw, right? Like, so people hire you to illustrate or draw or whatever, things that they need for their company, business, whatever, that they can't do themselves. So you're like a tool. I'm a tool to solve a problem for somebody, right? So whenever I'm drawing things or whatever, I always like also talk about it like solving a problem. How do I draw this guy? I solve the problem by breaking it down into the simplest shapes. That type of thing, if that makes sense, or if I'm just talking mumbo jumbo up here, because I'm running on fumes today. Okay. So we've got a cutie little guy coming along, right? Okay, what else do we need to do? Let's just pop some ears in there, right? So again, look at our picture. Oops, up here. Beep. And acknowledge, like, how much space is right here in between these two ears that we're about to draw. My microphone is in the way. Moment. For some of you, it might be easier to do a line first. Like, show exactly where you want the ear to go, how long it is, what angle. And from that line, then you beef it up to become the pointy ear that we know and love of little Pikachu. I love that, like how someone was saying, like, their nephew still loves Pokemon. Like, when I was a kid, we were trading Pokemon cards on the streets. I love that it's still loved by new generations and old. Okay. Oh, wow, I'm just mixing color in there. You are good at art. I should follow you. Oh my gosh, thanks, Justin. People were requesting where you were, to be honest. Where's the momager? Who is this guy? So late? Oh my god. Ilum's just waiting, looking at the clock. Alright, still with our Pikachu. That line I just did, again, totally up to you. Like, maybe that line is not necessary and you just want to full-on freestyle that pointy ear and just go beep, beep. I don't know. Probably the line will help you be more consistent. But it depends on how you want to paint. Okay? I know when you're looking at the picture, you know that his head isn't a perfect circle, but that's okay. That's easy to play around with too. We have the base circle shape, and we can cut away or pull in to create those cute little cheeks. And we're going to use white paint to just kind of clean that all up later, okay? He'll have a hand. That's fine. That's coming together. How are we feeling about our little Pikas? Pika Pika! I love him already. And remember, nothing's permanent. So, like, let's say maybe you want to make his, like, booty a little bit thicker on the side. That's just bringing that line that we've already made. Maybe you want to just bring it out just a smidgen more or something. I don't know. I always just try to put, like, the nail on the head that, like, it's not permanent. It's easy to clean up problems that you've made before. Okay? Now let's just pop a tail in there. There's going to be a few lines. Again, I don't really know, like, what's the easiest way to teach you guys how to do it, but let's just go for it. Let's see. We're just going to come, again, looking at our reference photo, acknowledge where the tail starts in comparison to all these other parts we've already laid down. So, like, this top circle is going to be that top little line on top of his little foot, and you can see that it's kind of right around there where his tail starts. So let's just put a line out right there. Meep. Can you guys hear my music today? I found a different playlist. Does my love make up for it? Oh my gosh, you just sending me the props in there, you sweet soul. Justin, I literally said when Ilham said, "Where's the momager?" I was like, I never hold him to being here on time. You're a busy momager. Alright, look how easy, right? One line straight out. And now we're going to bring that line back. Boop. My yellow is a little thicker. You could still be using that chocolate milk consistency. You can still be using a pencil if you want. So see how we brought that line? Now let's bring it back on out. Boop. You guys, spoiling me with the hearts. Thanks. Huh? Pikachu! Is that what you wanted your comment to sound like? Justin asking if I was going to win the contest. So some of you might not know, there is a contest right now going on for what creator, like myself, who gets the most props, like those heart props that they've just been dropping down there in the comments. And not to say that I don't love and appreciate all the hearts you guys are giving me, but the creator that's in the lead right now has like thousands. I think he like streams every day, first of all, so he's got 6 days on me. 6 extra days of stream a week. So I appreciate you guys trying to give me some love, but I think he's taken it. I think he's taken the lead. Maybe, I don't know. Okay, so we've got these lightning bolts coming. So let's put another line. See, we're just coming up the train here. And look what I did, you guys. I didn't give enough room for his tail. Look at, even though I knew and I was prepared for it, it didn't happen. So we're just going to do super cool. His tail's just going to go right off the side of the page. Meow. And we'll just match it up with the top up here to make that tail. We'll color in that stuff later, but how is that? It is not uncommon for me to paint something too big. But look, we're going to work with it because no mistakes. Right, guys? No mistakes. Okay. How about them apples? All right. Perfect. I think. Oh, let's do one more little shape we're missing here. He's got a little foot, and his foot is another little bean. It's literally on right the cusp, right on the edge of this foot here. We're just gonna draw another little skinny bean. But look, it has to, his heel pops out the bottom, and his toes pop up the top. How you like them apples? Kenzie prefers papayas. Silly bitch. And then same on this foot. We're going to do another little bean. Just to lay out all of these shapes. Okay, does it look like we have a little Pikachu in here? See all these overlap shapes? It's kind of a mess. Remember I was talking about trusting the process because things look weird? That's what I mean right now. Okay, so we have a Pikachu started. Alright? So before we get to just slobbing some paint around, again, depending on people's quality of paint, we're just going to lay out where those cute little heart cheek spots go and where his mouth goes roughly so that people whose yellow or whose red might not be able to cover up your yellow well will be safe and you won't get little orange cheeks. We'll get that nice red cheek that we want. So we're just going to come in. I'm still using this yellowed, watered down consistency. If you're using a paintbrush, a pencil, you can still do that too. But we're going to come right into that little cheek that we just drew. Again, we're going to fix it later if it's not perfect, so don't stress. And we're just going to draw a circle where the red's going to go. Okay? And same, we're going to come across and do the same thing, but we have to acknowledge that his head is on a little bit of an angle. It's not perfect. He's kind of like, which is cute, right? So this circle is going to be equal to, but a little higher than the other. If it's not perfect, also doesn't matter, but I always try to teach it as so that you can go with it whichever direction you want. Full detailed or not. Okay. The coffee's brought me life. See how that yellow little cheeky's coming in there? The background better be a straight lightning storm. Hey, we could do that, actually. That's not a bad idea, actually. Remind me, because I'll probably forget. There's been many times where people have said on paint nights where I've said we're going to do something and then it never happens. Okay. Okay. The black eyes on our little Pika is totally fine to paint on top of yellow. No matter what paint you have, that should be okay. But when it comes to his little mouth, we're just going to come into the top of those lines. Again, you can use your paintbrush. It helps visually for you to see, like, where is the nice line across the top of those where we should start putting the top of his mouth. And remember, his head is on an angle, right? It's not perfectly like this. It's on a little bit of an angle. So we're just going to draw a line that's like a little bit of an angle, okay? His mouth actually has like those cute little like bumpies, but we're not going to worry about that right now. We'll finish that later. And again, depending on your comfortability level, like some of you might just want to fully just draw his mouth open easily. For some of you, you might need to draw a little line to match up on both sides. Do you see that? It's okay if the mouth is too big. It's okay if we need to tweak it later. We're basically just laying it out now so that we have it. Hi, oh my god, I'm sorry, I forgot it was Thursday. Oh god, no, that's okay. I don't expect you guys to have to come every Thursday. I appreciate it if you can, but you don't have to. You have an assignment due, so you can't paint. Hey, no worries. This will go on YouTube, so if you really want to paint Pikachu, you have not missed the mark, so don't stress. It's worth half your grade? Okay, yeah, you focus on that. The paint nights aren't going anywhere, okay? Don't worry. If you don't come, you'll have 7 years of bad luck. Oh, Kenzie, stop it. Ruh-roh. Okay, you guys, like, realistically, we have a Pikachu. Maybe his mouth will be a little bit bigger, but that's fine. We'll figure that out later. Realistically, we would just paint this whole thing yellow right now. But painting it fully yellow like that makes it hard for us to differentiate from these shapes and spaces that we have drawn, right? So we are going to do one little thing first before we get in there, okay? If you have brown, you can take out your brown. Sorry for that delay there. If you have brown, you can take out your brown. I didn't tell you to bring brown because I didn't think about it until this moment. So don't stress if you don't have brown. I'm going to take a little bit of red out onto my palette because you should have that for the cheeks. Anyway. And let's just... we'll see. I'm going to take a tiny touch of black onto my palette as well, okay? But remember, black is the most powerful pigment of them all. You need the tiniest touch ever. And whenever you're mixing colors with black, you want to just introduce tiny, 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 tiny increments of black into it, or else your whole color will be taken over quickly. Okay, ooh, I just kicked my computer down there. Ha! Let's do it. So what we're going to do, because it's, you guys, if you've been here before, you know I like to work dark to light anyway, so it kind of fits in that. You're out of here? Anyways, I'm going to go do my assignment. Great job. Trust the process. Oh, God, you are a newer attendee, but you picked it up quick. You got the terms down. You've been here a couple times in a row. You're a champ. Good luck on your, what you call it, in your assignment. We'll see you with the cactuses. Okay, you guys. It's due an hour, okay? Go. You go. Get out of here. You're not allowed in here anymore until you're done your project. Okay, you guys, what we are doing right now, when you look at our Pikachu right over here, you can see that there's like a shaded part, like a value. He has shadow. And that's really going to help us kind of lay out, see where all these shapes are going to go when we paint yellow on top, okay? So to get that color, if you had brown, you can mix a touch of brown in with your yellow. Since I didn't tell you guys to bring yellow because I'm a jerk. I mean, I did tell you to bring yellow. Brown. Let's just make a little color. We're going to grab some yellow. You want more yellow than anything in this little color concoction that we're doing. Can you see it right down here? Yeah. I'm going to take a tiny little touch of red in there, okay? Again, very tiny little touch of red. I don't want to take over too much. I want it mostly yellow. Oh, and there's already black on my brush, so that's cool. My paintbrush is dirty because I don't clean them well. So I by accident added a touch of black to this color, and like I said, tiniest touch, like a toothpick amount. But do you see how it's darkened up a little bit already? No, it looks bright on your screen. Can you see the difference though? Yes, if you look down here, you can see this is the yellow without, and see how with a touch of red and a touch of black, we've got just a little bit of a darker value, okay? And with this darker value of yellowy, orange, whatever that we just made, we're going to follow that reference photo that we have. A spicy honey mustard, if you will. Kenzie, exactly. So we are going to look at that picture that we are using for reference. And we're using a medium-sized brush. I got a little bit bigger than what we were using before for our little outline. And we're just going to lightly slob on. We're not using much water. It's way more paint than water because we want it to go on nice and opaquely. And see how I'm just following the bottom shape of our little Pikachu. Okay? See how I came up the bottom of his foot a little bit. I came down the bottom following the shape. And I'm doing this first. Realistically, you probably could do this last, but I always work dark to light, 1. And 2, it just helps us not miss some of the shapes that we've already drawn out, okay? If you drew out with pencil, you should be using paint now. Pencil's gone. Unless you're doing Copic markers all the way through, like Nico. Because you'll just be markering away at this point. But see how I filled in that full bottom of that foot. And this foot, right? And then we're going to come in that tail at the back here. And we're going to color that guy also. Remember, more paint than water because it's going on pretty opaque. But water is your friend. So we do need a little bit of it to be able to easily pull across the page. All right. Right, how is that? How's our spicy honey mustard going here? And you can see like where these little white spaces are that make him have that lightning tail. If you're missing these white spaces, guess what? We can just, when it's dry, put a little white triangle right there in this spot. Like I said, if you filled this all in completely, once it's dry, look, you can paint the opposite. You can paint away the negative space to reshape some of the things you want. Wow, this paintbrush is filthy. It's just getting darker as we go. This might be a problem for me. Don't take brush etiquette from me. I have terrible brush etiquette. Okay. We've still got this dark color going. And if we looked at our reference photo, we can see that when it comes to his tail, it's not the full thing painted this dark color. It's just a little slice. Remember, if you were more organized, your whole tail might be in the picture. But that didn't happen for me. Unforeseen circumstances. Okay. Still using that color, and we can come right under the chin here. We're just going to make a little mark as to where the bottom of that face goes. And it's where the circle and the rectangle matched up. Okay. Okay. And just a couple things while we're here. Like, let's add one little darker swipey at the bottom of that ear. If we want to talk about, it's a little bit harder with these cartoons, but reference like of where the light's coming from. We're probably talking about the sun coming from roughly this direction, right? See where all those shadows are being cast? Oh, my hand's in the way of the microphone. Okay. And just for our convenience, we can lightly put a little bit underneath this little armpit so we don't miss where that arm is. And same on this side. Like, realistically, we're going to be doing a black outline that covers these arms, but just so that we don't lose where those hands are going to go, we're just going to lightly use this darker color just to differentiate that value. So once we start throwing pure yellow around, we can cover up some of those clean lines, but we won't lose them completely, okay? Like even here too, we can go a little dark line right above that little circle thigh. Okay? How's that? We'll make those little claws. We'll make everything. That's fine. Okay. How's a Pikachu? I think that looks good. And we're probably just going to start slobbing on some yellow right after this. Okay? But we are going to let that darker color that we just did dry a tiny touch. Okay? Oh, hello, Kiki. Not much. Just painting Pikachu. How about you? We're just going to wait for a second to let that layer dry. I'm going to take a little bit of yellow out on my palette because it's dirty. All the stuff I have in there. For some of you, depending on your yellow, you might need to add a touch of white to your yellow. Not necessarily everyone has to, but some of you, your yellow might be a little crappy, and that's okay. That would be the best way to bump it up, give it a little bit more opacity? Thickness? I don't know. Just if you notice that your yellow's going on very streaky, maybe we'll let that dry, add a little white in there, and go from there. Just walked in from work, seen you was active, came to check it out. Kiki, oh, thank you for stopping by. Also, Tender Bear, happy Thursday evening to us all. Pika Pika. Yeah, Pika's a fan favorite, you guys. I knew that this one would be a one that people were excited about. How are we feeling? Are we ready to just start slobbing some paint on there, or what? I'm just going to try to clean this filthy paintbrush before I have that same problem again. Okay. Kiki says that they can't draw. And what do we have to say about that here, everybody? Doubt it. But honestly, anyone can draw, I promise you. That's why you gotta come to paint nights more and you draw your own little Pikachu, okay? I promise. Alright, I'm using that same brush, but again, depending on if your canvas is bigger or smaller or whatever, you might want to use a bigger or smaller paintbrush. I just suggest one that's a little bit bigger than that thin one we started with. We want to kind of lay out a little more surface area, okay? A little bit of water on our brush because we want that paint to pull around, but realistically, mostly pure paint And we're just going to go into these spots and we're going to fill them up. You can even like smooth out that dark line that we laid out. You can kind of buff it out by throwing some yellow on top of it. How is that? But see what I mean by why we kind of outlined it with that dark first? Because if we just painted that pure yellow, we would have lost that initial shape that we laid down. Okay, okay. And whenever I am filling in big shapes or spaces like this, I always try, just personally, you don't have to, try to be conscious of my brush strokes and like the directions that I am using them in. So like we drew this original circle down here, right? So when I do my brush strokes, I'm literally going to brush them in the shape of that circle. And it kind of gives you depth where you wouldn't have it before, which is nice. Sometimes when you paint something all scribbly, it kind of flattens, I guess. Maybe flatten is the right word. Flattens the surface that you're trying to paint on, which is great in some cases too. Sometimes you might not want to show that 3D-ness or whatever. How's that? Pika Pika! Let's fill in these shapies, the tip of his toe. But see how I'm like lightly brushing over. Oops, that was a little too much, but that's okay. Lightly kind of brushing over those lines that we've already laid out with that darker yellow just to blend them in a little bit more. Remember, this is pure yellow, like just a little bit of water on your brush, but basically just pure yellow. Very talented. Thanks, Kiki. What did you say about probably draw like a T-Rex with that Michael J. Fox? Okay, well, no, I don't. I believe in you a little more than a T-Rex. That's funny. I used to be called T-Rex all the time because of my little arms. So look at that. My little arms that are always up here. And I can draw, so don't you go shaming no T-Rexes. Oh, that's funny. Still just going through and coloring in our Pikachu. Beep, beep, beep. What time is it? Not even 9 o'clock yet. Oh gosh, my paintbrush is just still leaking dark paint in there. It's so funny. I get asked often actually what how do I clean my brushes or what's my brush care. I don't know, process. And I just always laugh because like this is literally like when I'm done painting, I just like swoosh it around in water and just like do this a couple times and I'm like clean. And then fast forward to times like now where I'm painting, like other paint colors are just oozing out of my paintbrushes. Okay. Still getting that yellow. This should be a fun part because there's really no stress. You're just slobbing paint around. Also, whoever was here on our Valentine's Games Day, I just got a memo that our t-shirts, the t-shirts that we ordered are coming. I'm pretty sure one of them says Schlob Mob on it. Oh, that's good. Man, this is a schlob-free zone. No. Totally, they say Schlob Mob. I know for a fact. I can't remember. I think we ordered 2, though. There was another one that was so good, but I don't remember what that one was. But I ordered a couple for people, and there's a couple extras because I was like, someone's going to be sad they missed out on this opportunity. Okay. How's our little Pikachu? Oops, I missed a spot. Also, Matt and Magda, how's your puppy? Is she getting a little better? A little more comfy in her home? In the cold Canada? Okay. I'm just filling up that tail. And we've got, oh, now it's just blurry. Hey. There we go. Let's just fill that in there. And we've got a Pikachu ready for action. Just kidding, but almost ready for action. You needed a break? That was quick. Oh, God. How's your project going? Don't you get too distracted. Just kidding, I'm not your teacher. You do whatever you want. Okay, how's that? Still blurry. Let's bring that in closer. But see, like, close up, it's still a little messy, you know? Like, don't worry about that. I'm gonna take some white out on my canvas palette. I mean, if I can open it, I've been struggling with this paint jar every time. Mine looks a little different, Niku. There's nothing wrong with that. What do we say? You trust that process. You don't give up. You never surrender. Okay? You never surrender. So just while we're waiting for some of those things to dry, exactly, Owl God, trust that process. Scream it from the rooftops. If you surrender, I won't complete my paper. You guys, look, we have to as a team. Okay, I am just gonna, maybe we should zoom in. Let's see if we can, yeah, that should do. Just for people who maybe it's you, Nico, maybe you don't have this problem, but that's fine. In case you do, let's say you want to fix, like, maybe his arm's a little too chubby. Like, look, I'm going to go in with my white over top that one spot and just, like, erase what you don't want, right? Like, look, I just thinned out that arm a little bit. For some of you, your white might need a couple layers of that. That's fine, too. Maybe you want him to be cute and chubby. That's fine, too. Like, you can come up to his face here and we can, like, erase some of those shapes to get that little cute cheek that we were looking for, right? Kind of going in the original circle. Now with white, we can go in a little bit to kind of buff out that cute little cheek, you know? Again, not everyone's going to have to do this, but I just like to show, like, for any painting, do you know how my whole process literally relies on this, like, erase fact method of, like, oh, I don't like that, tweak it out, smooth it out until it's what you want, add some white, go back, trust it. Exactly. For some of you too, maybe you're going to want to go in with white right now and go into that red circle because maybe it wasn't big enough, or maybe you are worried that your red's gonna just blend into an orange. Like, now's the time in that dry spot to, like, go in there and just smooth out where that cheek's gonna go. And you can do the same thing over here if you want. Like, white is your literal white out, just like you would use it in writing a paper or whatever. Is that a thing? Do people still use white out? I don't know. And you can white out the shape a little bit to get what you want in there, okay? Just white out those little mistakes. You're excited to paint this later? Perfect. That's what I like to hear. That's what I like to hear. Like, oops, I might have made that one a little bit too big, but guess what? I'll just go in there with yellow later. And we're laughing. Same within his mouth. Like, maybe do you want to make it, like, a little bit longer? Now's the time with some white to just go in there and alter some of those shapes that you want. Right? Just made his mouth a little bit bigger. But again, you don't have to do that. Who cares? These are just ways to tweak things if you need. And here's what I mean about that like cheek that I just let astray. So what happens if you don't get the right shape for the mouth? Is there a tactic? Not necessarily. When we went through it, there's like a couple ways to go about it. But remember, like, since there's not, if you make it wrong, like, you can still go back in with yellow and you can cut away the side until it turns into the shape that you want. Like, nothing's permanent, right? You wing it. You try your first go, and if it doesn't work, you just kind of tweak it with the opposite colors if you need. It's basically just a U, right? Like, we haven't done the little, like, bumpy part of his mouth yet. We're leaving that kind of a little bit to the end there, but nothing's permanent. Just tweak that away if you need. Same with on his other side of his head here. Where's my computer? Bring this on over a little bit. Remember, still with pure white. Again, you can keep on tweaking if you need. Like, maybe you don't like the head shape on this side, and guess what? Just, like, go in there and make his head skinnier. There you go. Okay. How's that for now? I feel like a soft blanket potato, not gonna lie. A soft blanket potato. That sounds nice. I was trying to be funny since I'm using markers, but turned into a learning op. Okay, explain. I'm intrigued. I guess you can't really do this, like, white out technique. That would be, like, with your pencil. You would have to kind of work that stuff out before you start using your markers. But, okay. We're gonna bring, we already should have red on our palette, but bring some red out if you don't. And again, realistically, he has a couple different reds in there, but we're not gonna stress. This is simple. You at home can mix whatever colors you want if you want to make them a little bit more exact. But we're gonna start with just pure red, and we're just gonna color in those sweet, sweet cheeks of his. If your white that you just put on there, if you did, is still wet, hold out for a minute. But it's dry, which it should be. Acrylic paint doesn't take super long to dry. We're going to go in with red, more paint than water, but a little touch of water so that you can pull it around. Shay's going to wait for the white to dry. Perfect, perfect, perfect. It's honestly nothing that you won't know. We're just filling it in with red. There's nothing, there's no special... Wow, this paintbrush is filthy too. There's no special technique or anything fancy. Like, I probably put almost too much water in there. But we're just gonna paint this one on this side. And this heart, it goes right up to the side of his face. Whoop. Again, use your discretion when it comes to the size of your Pikachu and the size of whatever brush you're using. There we go. Aww. And over here too, we'll just fill in that baby. And remember, like, oh no, if you go out of the lines, cool, cover that over the lines with white, wait for it to dry, toss your pure yellow right on top, and you're laughing again. I guess that's my saying today. And you're laughing. Can someone tell you why your package still hasn't been shipped? Yes, I can. I don't even know where your package is coming from or what, but shipping is honestly the worst you could ever imagine in the world right now. In the 6 years of my career, the most delayed I've ever seen packages ever. And like weird stuff, like where you won't even, like your tracking number won't update. Like it'll just say like package received at post office for like weeks. There'll be no movement. And then all of a sudden, it'll just like appear at their door. It's just like, it's weird. It's weird. Okay, so we've got those red rosy cheeks. And again, remember, like, you can go right flush up if you want. There's a little bit of white on the side of mine, whatever. Realistically, this whole guy's going to come together with the last black outline step, which for some people can be stressful, but it's going to be fun today, you guys. Don't worry. So now that we're going into that little mouthy of ours, I'm going to start with a little bit of a smaller brush just at the start here. But we're going to grab our red and, like I said before, we're going to mix it with a little touch of black. But, like, again, the tiniest touch of black you ever did see. But if you look at the mouth that we are coloring, boop, up here, behind his tongue, inside his mouth, is a little bit darker. Realistically, if you want to be super accurate, it's more of like a burgundy, maroony color. But I'm going to add just a touch of black to my red for it to be nice and simple. Remember always, you're going to go back to the paper. Talk to you later. Trust the process, everyone. See you later, oh God. Good luck. So we've mixed some black in with that red. Remember that your paint always dries darker dry on your canvas than it looks wet on your palette. Just to acknowledge that. As you're mixing on there. And to go into that little mouth on here, we're going to go to the very top. Let's zoom in for this one. So we're going to come to the very top of that mouth. Right now we just have a straight line, right? We're going to start by just putting a dot right in the middle. On the yellow. Like, see how it's above the white? It's on the yellow, okay? And from that point, we're going to curve down right up into the top of that mouth. And then same on this side. From that top point, we're going to curve on down. Like, we're making like a little upside down M. No, we are using red with a touch of black. Sorry about that confusion. Red with a touch of black. See it close? Looks like we're drawing like a little mustache on him right now, to be honest. But see how we made that top shape of his mouth? This app doesn't tell how many viewers are on. No, it doesn't. I can see. But who cares how many viewers are in there? Are you enjoying it? That's all that matters. Okay, so we saw that little mustachio that we just painted on our Pikachu, right? And we're using that red and black. But if you want to use like a burgundy or maroon or whatever you say, whatever you want, that's probably a little more accurate to the color. But we're just going with what we got, right? Yeah, Tender Bear, he literally is doing that face. Ow, 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 face. Got yellow all over me. Let's get that out of there. Now we're going to come down from our little mustache, and we're just going to do an upwards curve. It's going to look crazy. That looks crazy right now, for sure. But once we color it in, like this. Look at that. How's that? Svengali! What's up, what's up, what's up? How you doing? We're painting Pikachu. Realistically, this should have been on an angle. So actually, we should probably raise this side a little bit more. But again, just being picky. Alright. Okay. Hello, Eric. How are you? Welcome. Also, I don't think I recognized your username in there. Welcome to my studio. Where's Paint Pikachu? Our next step is the opposite. Now we're just going to add a touch of white into our red because we want to make a nice little pinky color to paint that tongue. Okay. Again, use your discretion on brush. I'm still using like a smaller one at the moment just to make sure I got all those little pieces right. So I'm going to go with my red and add a touch of white to it to make a nice pinky color. Again, some of you might want to use a pink right out of the tube. That's cool. I usually would. I don't like mixing colors because I'm lazy. But I want it to be easy for everybody at home. Achievable for everyone at home with the minimal amount of colors. So I'm just adding a little bit of white to the red. And we're just going to fill, if my brush doesn't hit my microphone, we are going to fill that little tongue in of that mouth, that little upside down U that we've already drawn. Again, remember you can play with the shape and stuff now if you'd like. Is the real Pikachu supposed to have black on the tail? Oh yeah! Magda, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Let me check. You're right. I think there is. No, isn't there actually black on his tail? Mandela effect. You guys, now I'm torn. Kenzie, do you know? Who knows? Who remembers Pikachu with black on his tail? I'm Googling it. What? He doesn't. I don't get it. No black at all. Literally just this little brown spot that we'll have to add on there. Does anyone else remember it was black? Are y'all just messing with me? Pikachu, black tail. 20 examples of the Mandela effect. Mandela, sorry. Yeah, I remember that. Wait, where am I looking? Where's my camera? Right? But that only came up when I Googled black tail. Which Pikachu is correct? You guys, now I'm shook. Well. Oh, hey. Come on, camera. Don't do that. There we go. Oh, it's still okay. Why every time does it reset? I always take off auto zoom, but or auto focus, but that's fine. Okay, sorry. Whoa, back to the mouth. One thing that we also have to do just to add an extra layer is in that red-white concoction that we just used, we're adding a touch of red to make it a touch darker and like the tiniest touch of that black-red concoction that you made because we just want it to be like a layer darker, a value darker. And we're just going to do one swipe on the top of that tongue of the darker color. See how it's just a subtle value darker? It's going to dry a little bit darker because it always does. We can even make it more stark. Kenzie says no black for show. Guys, I remember. Right when you said it, I was like, oh my gosh, yeah, he's missing it. Mandela effect's weird. There we go. Just so that you guys can see the difference. It doesn't seem to come up on the computer as much. How's that? How's that? Pika Pika! You know what's crazy is we're like literally almost done. Sweet, sweet little soul. Okay, so we've got that. Blacktail base. Mandela came from Pixel Games showing brown is black. Tsunami coming here spitting facts. Okay. I like that. Guys, we always learn fun things on streams, don't we? At least I do. Okay, we're going to make some eyeballs. All right? I'm still using the small little paintbrush. Pikachus have gained black tips, though, in recent editions of Pokemon, like Heart. Yeah, right. Like, I saw this Like that little heart tail? Why does he have a little heart tail? I'm not educated enough. I'm too old school. Okay. So we have our little brushes out. We have pure black on our paint brushes. And again, depending on your comfortability, like maybe you want to whip out your pencil right now and with your pencil, my legs, lightly lay out where you want these eyes to go. Because for some people, the paintbrush is very permanent and it stresses them out, and that's fine. But again, let's look at our oh, it's underneath me now. Let's look at that picture of our reference photo of our Pikachu and acknowledge where his eyeballs are, right? And I'm going to say they're right in the middle, right? Like, see how this middle of the cheek and the eyeball, I'm going to toss, the cheek and the mouth. I'm going to toss an eyeball in there. Right? More paint than water, but again, a little bit of water so that you can pull it across your canvas well. Usually the bigger the cuter, in my opinion, so nothing wrong if you make those eyeballs a little bit bigger than anticipated. Okay. Eyeball. And like I said, if you're using pencil, like do a little light outline, then color it in, like whatever you rather. And let's come on this side and let's draw another eyeball. Again, it feels a little more permanent. And yes, truthfully, it would be a little bit, it would just take more time to fix these eyes, like to cover it up. You would have to put probably a couple layers of white and then paint that yellow again. But again, it's not the end of the world. It's not impossible to fix or change those eyeballs if you paint them too big or wrong. But same technique, use that white out technique, white it out as much as you can, then toss on some yellow to hide it out. Eyeball, eyeball. Boom. I might have made them a little too big and close, but it's fine. And then let's give him a nose. It's literally just a little boop. A little bean boop right on top of that mouth. He looks insane right now, but good. So, we're about to literally outline the entire thing, okay? And then we're going to put a white highlight on it, and I tell you, it's going to be like night and day. So, when it comes to outlining, let me just do it quick, our little pressure test on here for you, okay? Oops. So, the reason that outline stresses people out is because it's a very precise. It's precise. You have to be a little bit... oh, and the brown tail. Right. That too. Don't forget that. When it comes to outline, it's all about pressure on your brush. So when you want to make a nice thin line, you don't want to push too hard. So like if we look at the camera over here, so if this is my canvas and I have my paintbrush and I'm using just the tip, so I'm pressing very lightly, like so you can see like hardly any of it is touching the canvas, and I pull that line across and it's nice and thin, okay? But if I push all the way down, so like if you see from the side, like every single bristle is touching that canvas, and I pull that across, oops, and I pull that across, look at how much thicker of a line, even though it's a mess of a line, you'll get with the same paintbrush. It's all about pressure. So once we're going through onto our little Pikachu, I'm going to use a better brush, so I'm going to use whatever. Again, a little small one. You are going to be just using most of the pressure. Like I use my pinky. Like see how my pinky sticks out just because I'm a distinguished gentleman apparently. But that's where I'm putting most of the pressure when I'm doing these outlines. Not holding the whole weight on the paintbrush. It's going to take some comfort. Like it takes time, but that is the best way I think for me to get that out of there. Oh, fancy, exactly. Emotional toilet paper. That's the best username. But yeah, we're fancy here with the pinky out, okay? I made his eyes really close together. We're running with it. Okay, let's come close first. You want mostly paint on your paintbrush, but you want a good amount of water so it pulls across. You're going to mix your brush up in there in your paint so you get nice paint on every bristle. You're like loading up your paintbrush. And let's start with the first line. It's going to be the top of his head. And see how it comes across. See how I went over top? It's over top the line of where the ears go. The fact that humans can just casually paint amazingly is insane. Emotional toilet paper. You came to the right place. If you come here every Thursday, you'll learn how to just paint amazingly. We step by step go through these paintings together. There's people at home painting Pikachus as we speak. Okay. There's no amount of teaching that can fix my art skills. I beg to differ. I really beg to differ. Maybe it's just I have a big ego as an art teacher up here, but I really think that you can do it. How's that for an ear? And then guess what? We got to color in his little cute pointed ears. Just literally draw a line straight down and just color that in. You might want a bigger brush to color that in with, but that's fine. I'll just lightly do that so you guys can see what's supposed to go there. Right? And same with over here. What's happening to my paintbrush? There we go. Or just keep moving along. So like his face comes over top the arm. That's cool. We can circle, cover up, or not circle, outline these little red cheekies that we've done. Terribly. My outlining is terrible right now. My microphone is in a really crappy spot that I can't put my brush properly. Oh well, that's fine. Outlined, perfect. For people who are going to be painting often, I highly suggest a paint marker to do stuff like this. In my own practice, this is what I would be doing with a paint marker. Makes your life a little bit easier. But I know that not everyone at home doing these paint nights has the paint markers, so I'll do the brush for ya. When we're at his mouth, we just have to acknowledge that we're pulling that line over the edge. So see how it's come over a little bit? Whoop. Posca pen saved your life. See, Yade? Exactly. See, I use Molotow paint markers, but literally same thing. They are life-changing, okay? How's that? Check that little smile. Oh, thanks for the prop. Emotional. ETP. And let's outline that little mouth of his. It goes, oops. Sorry guys, look how thick my outline is. We're just gonna go for it. We're gonna go to the top of that tongue, do a little outline on there. Outline just brings everything together. Wait till we put those white highlights on that face and it's just gonna be a night and day. One thing also that I'm noticing as I'm doing this, you at home, make sure like you can move your canvas and like move it around, and sometimes there's different angles that'll help you be able to do these outlines smoother. Like for me, I would be like this, doing all these lines, moving it around. But when it has to be straight like this, I notice some awkwardness, and that's fixable at home when you can just move your canvas around. Boop. How's my chubby little Pikachu going? And same up here. Let's just... I usually don't breathe when I put those lines on there. You love my little finger tat. Thank you, my little Saturn. Thanks. I love it too. Wow, there we go. Thank you, thank you. Okay, and then how's this one? We're just gonna do another straight on line down. And let's just fill that puppy in. Like so. Again, you might want to use a bigger brush. I'm just being lazy. You can bubble that line if you want a little bit. Whatever you wish. Okay. Just need a little more black on my palette. Oops, my camera's going. Wait, so you did this all in one painting session? Heck yeah! We always do. It takes roughly 2 hours usually to knock out the paint night painting. Pikachu's looking cute. Thanks, Lisa. Thank you. Like I said, the outline is really what brings the whole baby together. So, like, we're just going to keep going down the whole thing. Like, let's go down this arm, okay? So we start over here. We pull it on down. Weep. And same on this side. Let's pull it on down. Weep. All right. Oh, you can't even see. Let's get out of here. Yeah, see, yeah. I just noticed once you said that. My bad. But actually, I need to zoom in. We'll bring up the camera up here. Because for his little hand, we're just going to make little triangles. Okay? So we've come down to the point of his little sausage arm that we've built here. Remember, water on your brush is going to help your paintbrush pull across because water's your friend. Okay? And let's go. Triangle. 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 I don't even know how many fingers he has. Let's just say that many. I just read triangle a couple times. Hopefully that helped you guys. Is that a good way to teach it? Just triangle it out. Okay, still going. Owl, God knows, back. Done and regrets everything. Sounds like the project went great. Let's go here. Let's just outline this cutie little shoe. Just kidding, it's not a shoe. It's a foot. Right? It's a foot. And if you just toss 2 lines in there, it gives them toes. Easy. And then match up that line as well. And again, you guys can see, like, I'm not painting in the lines. There's a little bit of yellow on the outside. I think it's cool to have some of that painterliness in there. Pikachu, says Lisa. Yes. 5 fingers and 3 toes. Yeah, we just whipped it out. Actually, the reference photo does that too, so I wasn't so out to lunch. No worries. And this foot, we're going for it too. And don't forget that we didn't fill the full foot. It was just half of the foot. So we will go like this. Get that foot going. I actually think I did amazing, not gonna lie. Okay, well, that's great to hear. And to make this foot, it's a little bit forward. You can do a long toe in the middle. It's gonna look questionable. And then just bubble the outsides to match up with that long toe in the middle. How's that? Maybe pull that line down a little bit. And then, remember, because we put that little dark line, we should be able to see right where this little thigh line goes. Right? And coming on down, let's just put that line to his ankle. I made this foot a little chubby. Perfect. Speaking of amazing, this is amazing. Well, thank you. Even with my thick old, outlines. I don't know why I talk when I do that. I gotta hold my breath. There we go. Whew. Also, I should have said too, sometimes I let you guys know, like, if you're just painting this for yourself and you just want your outlines to be perfect, like, get a Sharpie if you're not comfortable with paint. Brushes, and I always say it's a sin, like other artists would probably tell me it's a sin that I tell you guys to outline Sharpie, but hey, who cares? Oh yeah, I keep forgetting the brown tail spot. Okay, well, while we're here, let's just, with an outline, you can draw a couple spikies, and we'll color that in brown. Thanks, Kenzie. Look at me forgetting always. I sent you the Pikachu that I totally drew. Oh, that sounds very trustworthy. Very legit. It looks nice, thank you. We're just going across and outlining some of the things. Like, let's get back to this little hand. Another little 5-finger guy. Let's bring this line on down. See how it overlaps. Comes over to that little armpit outline that we drew. I know he looks like a demon. Don't you worry. Like, we're going to get those white outlines in there, and it's going to be night and day. Let's get that little arm in there. How's that? Yes, Pika. Hello, buff hamster. I love how there's a buff hamster and a muscle hamster. Like, that makes me laugh. How's that for a little claw? The claw! Ah, yes, the claw. Okay, and then let's just finish that outline on that tail. Whoop. His hands look like chicken fingers. Yes. I approve. I approve of that. Why does my brain work this way? Hey, I ain't complaining. Okay. So we've got all those outlines done on there, right? Our Pikachu's basically, it looks like he's coming together. Chicken Fingers Justin entered the chat. You kill me. That here chicken nuggies? I wish. I'm probably gonna order some today. I ain't staying up tonight, you guys. I'm running on 2 hours of sleep. I'm gonna stay up, put the YouTube video on. I'm going to bed. Do I want to cook dinner? No. Okay, so while we're here, what do we need to do? We're gonna do those little white... You should paint Baby Yoda. Oh, Algod, I totally did. Yeah, I totally did. Okay, let's get that white highlight on this little Pikachu and see the night and day that the demon should be gone, hopefully. Okay? So we're going to take pure white on our paintbrush. We're going to use a smaller paintbrush. I'm still using the same one that I just outlined everything with. We want more water than paint on our brush, because we want it to go on nice and opaque. And we're going to go top left area of this eyeball. Let's paint a big old white spot. An obnoxiously big white spot. Oh, I guess I can zoom in again. Oops. Like, look at how already cute that just made. I'm going to make it even bigger. Let's just do it that size. And remember, like, no permanency. Like, if you make the paint, the little white spot too big, like, go back in with your black and just cover it up. He's alive, but he's dead. Yeah. And then we're going to come on the other side, and we're going to do the opposite. So see how this was the top left of this eyeball? So now we're going to go to the top right of this eyeball. And we are going to paint that white circle in there. How is... Look at what the white did. I told you. The white just, like, changes everything in a second. And then, of course, like, you can go and fix things. Like, if you want to add more white to clean up that spot that... Oh, yeah, you can see. You totally can. If you feel like there's some outlines that are too thick, you can clean them up with your white and go back in with yellow after if you want. Like, I just noticed this ear is a lot thicker than that ear, but I'm going to just go for it. But if you don't want to, right, you can clean it up with this white line and redraw that outline. There's hard to have something that you can't fix. Like, for example, if you think, like, because I totally made his eyes closer together than they are in the picture. But remember, to do that, you can just, with white out some of this eyeball on this side. Paint it with yellow. Let me know if you want me to do that or show anything like that. Realistically, what we gotta do, just put this brown at the bottom. If you have brown, that's cool. If not, we can work with what we got. We can get some red with some yellow and some black in there. And again, remember, be very careful with your black. It will take over the color completely. We want that barbecue honey mustard. Yes, you kill me. And then literally just fill in that spot. There's nothing special. We're not using chocolate milk consistency. We're using full paint with a touch of water in it to pull along nicely. Pinkies out for class level. There we go. I remember Pikachu having like brown spots on his back. Not spots, but like lines on his back too. Or is that another man? I was gonna say Mandela effect. So can I eat him? Buff Hamster, you don't want to eat him. What do you mean? Nelson Mandela. Isn't that why it's called? That's why it's called the Mandela effect, because people thought that he was... Isn't it like people thought he was in jail or people thought he was dead when he wasn't or something? I can't remember. I thought that's where the Mandela effect came from, right? Let me clean up one spot up here. You think you had a stroke? Bruh. What? What's going on over there, Algod? Let's just... How's that for a Pikachu? I'm not gonna lie. It's driving me crazy that his eyes are a little bit closer together than they should be. But I'm just gonna... Taylor, let it go. Let it go, Taylor. Okay, I'm asleep because I think I have a math test tomorrow. Okay, Algod, good night. Good luck on your math test. Let it go. Let it go. I know I gotta let it go. One thing again too, depending on what level or how far you want to push your painting, something that helps with drawings is things that appear closer to you can have thicker outline, while things that appear farther away can have thinner. So if you want to play around with that, for example, we would do let's bump up the thickness of this little arm, because realistically that's the closest to us, right? Also, this is again completely optional, just another little thing to teach you, because realistically the outline can be singular the same width the whole way around. But if you wanted to play around with stuff like that, you'd bump up this arm a little bit thicker, and then you'd go into the back and thin out these back lines, right? Because realistically, that tail is at the very end. So, or not the very end, at the very back. So if you went in with some white here and just thinned out, let's see if you can see it here. And thinned out that outline a little bit and just kind of push it back. I might have to do a couple layers of white. Plus other ways of showing distance and space on your flat canvas, making it a little more 3D. Yes, thanks, Kenzie. We are painting a cactus next week. That is correct. Which is a fun one. It's a fun one. People are excited about that one too. Nice painting. Thank you, 150 Dream World. I just taught everybody at home to paint him too. Okay, I guess a background. Look, we're so early. It's 9:30. What's something that's always nice to do is just to like give a shadow to whatever you have on this painting, right? So like I'm just gonna go into my black with a lot of water, and we are going to just like slob on right at the bottom here, roughly. And it should start dripping in a second. I don't know why it hasn't yet. Maybe just add a little more water in there. And I'm just gonna start slobbing on. You like my vibe? Dream World. Sweet soul, thank you. Best painting out here. You guys just pumping my tires today, you sweet souls. I am just roughly making a little shadowed, drippy background. And this is literally by just putting lots of water in my paint. Me after Taco Bell? Stop. You kill me. Here, I don't know. How's that? Something just looks like it gives him space, like he's sitting on something. There's a shadow. What else? I wish I was good as painting. You wish you were as good as me as painting. Well, Dream World. That's why I'm here every Thursday. I teach you how to paint like me. So there's people at home that were painting along with this little Pikachu. I teach you step by step. If you want, you can go to my YouTube as well, which is also Taytayski, and I have all these recordings on there for you if you want. How's that for a nice little background, hey? Not a background, but like it just makes the painting seem a little more complete when there is spatial differentiation. How's that for a word? It needs a bush. You're funny. Oh yeah, glittery lightning bolts. Okay. How about let's do that? Okay. Hello, Lusty Has Not. How you doing? You gave me a follow. Thanks, Dream World. We're here every Thursday, or every Thursday, if you don't want to forget. Painting. There's lots of regulars. We have fun here, right, guys? Welcome to the Studs. Also, Lusty Has Not. Hello. Also a follow. You guys! Thank you! You guys, paint nights are the best. We have so much fun here. Okay, so Kenzie suggested lightning bolt backgrounds. Let me see here. Where's my keyboard? Oh, my keyboard's not. There we go. Let's see if there is a cool background that we can do. Okay, we're going for it. We are going to paint. I'm gonna paint the background blue. We're going crazy, you guys. I'm gonna make blue, but I gotta find it because I wasn't planning on a background. Let me grab some blue here. I love Tay Nights. Makes the week fun. Golly. Next Thursday, so I do have a list already. We are a little booked up, but I can add him to the list. Next week, we're actually painting some cactuses, some cacti. So what we're gonna do to make this cool background, again, completely optional. You do you, boo-boo, if you want to do something different. I'm gonna put it upside down quick. I'm gonna get a big paintbrush. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna paint the background blue. And then with white, we're going to paint lightning bolts over the blue. Does that sound cool? So I'm going to get into my blue with some water on my brush. We can kind of play around with that chocolate milk consistency or kind of bumping through it a little bit. And I'm just going to start literally coming close to but not touching my little guy. And I am going to just slob it on, you guys. See how I'm going right? Like, I'm going directly into my water and just coming right onto my canvas with just water on my brush where I've already put the blue. So it's going to give us, like, a cool, like, watery, rough sky kind of look. You've drawn Goku before. Cool. Oh, I should try to bring... I haven't bring any of those characters to paint night before. We could play around with that. But see how I am literally schlobbing, you guys. It's my trademark name for word for a reason. Because for fun, we're just going to put some paint around. We're not going to worry about it looking nice, it looking smooth. We're just going to try to be careful when we come close to our little character. Yes, please do subscribe to the YouTube. I hope you do. Where did I learn to paint is a tough question. I've literally just painted my whole life. I'm a firm believer that painting is a lot of just like figuring it out. Doing things often and seeing what it feels to have like more paint on your brush or less paint. So I just painted my whole life, and I did like high school art classes. And I just kind of picked it up always on my own. But then when it came to like college, because there's Svengali was saying at school with Justin. But what's crazy is actually in art college, I didn't really learn much technique of how to paint. It was more about like design and color theory and composition and stuff. We didn't really learn technique. Like, I'm not lying when I tell you guys, like, you just gotta do it. Like, you just gotta do it more. And it'll come. Ilham's coming in for the up drips. Exactly. Thank you guys for the props in there. I'm not against painting Pokemon, you guys. If you guys want to paint more Pokemon on paint nights, we can do that easily. Know that when you are doing this around the edge here, you have to be very careful because the blue can drip right over top of your Pikachu. And again, it's kind of learning how to play with the paint, but there'll always be like a water bead. Remember how I showed you like at the end of the brush there was like a water bead? Whenever you're working with paint anywhere, there's always going to be like a bead of water that you can kind of like control. Okay, let's see if I can like teach you how to do that. Let's see. Let's go. The vibe in here is chill. Always. Always chill in here. It's a stress-free zone, okay? I'm just going in a little bit. Let's flip this back around and see, can you, if I zoom in quick. Do you see there's this bead coming down? I'm going to kind of separate it a little bit because the way that these beads and these drips work is that if there's lots of fluid or whatever, that's a gross word, I guess. It gets heavy and it'll start to bead and come into a bigger bead, and that's when you'll see that it's about to drip. So with your paintbrush, like a dry, clean paintbrush, you can literally just go and touch that little bead so that it doesn't drip on your nice yellow that you already drew, okay? What's the craziest, hardest thing I've ever drawn? Buff Hamster coming in with the good questions. That's a tough one. Not to just be like, I've painted thousands of paintings, but like I literally have probably painted thousands of paintings. And there's a few, like women for me are very hard. Like, so I'm mostly a portrait artist. I paint portraits probably the most of anything, but women are very difficult for me for some reason. So there's a couple women portraits that are small, like small portraits of women. Not a specific woman, any woman. It's very difficult for me. I did a huge. This is the one I bring up all the time. So if you like watch my paint nights, always you'll like know about this one. I painted The Last Supper, like a parody of The Last Supper, but it was all like horror characters, and it was like 9 feet long by like 4 feet tall, and it took me like 100 hours or something crazy. That was probably the hardest one for me. Painting lessons with Tay. Drag queens for the win. Okay, yes, drag queens are, and it's funny because realistically, I guess like a drag queen is a woman in a sense. Like when it comes to drawing it, it should be the same. But there's something about drag queens that don't stress me out, but women just stress me out. Can you sing me a song? Hey, I can't say no. But see at the bottom here, guys, like see, these are the beads forming. Like I can watch from the side and they're thick off the canvas, and I can see that that's going to make a drip. And I want it to make a drip in this sense. So I am going to leave them like that. But if I don't want it to drip, you can go in with a clean, wet paintbrush and just touch that bead, and your paintbrush will suck it up. Okay? That is a Tay saying, oh, can't say no. That is a Tay saying. It's probably an inappropriate Tay saying. I probably should be able to say no. But can't say no, man. Can't say no. Okay, so let's just, I'm just gonna put some more. See how when we like went between like more water and less water, like you can see there's like differences in value throughout the background, and I think that's like fun. Like it gives you nice color to play with, nice texture to play with. I'm just gonna leave it like that. Maybe let's just swipey a couple more things up there. And again, see, I'm back to holding my paintbrush really far back at the end because I want it to be loosey-goosey. When you hold your paintbrush really tight and up close, like that's when you're doing outlines and things that you want to be very precise. But kind of helps to like let loose a little bit if you pull back off your paintbrush. Pull back your grip on the paintbrush. Okay, so that's that. And then once that dries, let's paint some lightning bolts on that baby. Let me just... Did I close that already? Where did it go? What's that? I thought I had a picture up here of the thing. I'll have to go back again. What is some advice you can give to people that suck at drawing or don't know what to draw? Don't be so hard on yourself. That it's a skill that takes time. What is happening here? It's a skill that takes time. So it's gonna take you time of like practicing, putting in effort, trying more. Paintings are gonna suck. Your drawings are gonna suck. But it's just like knowing that consistency and trying new things is what's gonna help. I would honestly not to just like pump myself or not pump myself up, but self-promote the crap out of myself, but go to my YouTube Taytayski and just like try some of those tutorials, because I try to teach you how to start with shape. So like looking at a image, how to break it down into shape and start from there. I think that's the main thing, is like breaking it down to its simplest forms and going from bold, like the most broad detail to the most refined detail. Start with big shapes and come down to tiny little details. That probably doesn't make any sense either. Pikachu lightning bolt background. Let me get this going so I know what I'm doing here. Is that the one? Cookie, I want to eat some Oreos playing with cards. Yu-Gi-Oh! How many can I get? Is that your song? It's beautiful. Thanks, Tay. You're inspirational, you guys. Guys, I just paint stuff. I'm just a little painter over here. Let's get that there. Okay. Let's start painting some lightning bolts, I guess. I thought my monitor was big enough and I still... Oops! Let's get this. Do you use Discord? I have a Discord and I know I should use a Discord, but I don't. But I don't. I won't lie to you. I don't use it. Hardly at all. That's something I'm working on. If you want to see or get a hold of me easy, Instagram is what I post on the most and daily. Okay, let's start painting some lightning bolts. We're just ad-libbing here. We'll see how she goes. I don't know. We are going to get just some pure white on our brush. It's totally okay. Oh, that paintbrush is filthy. It's totally okay if the blue's a little wet still. We can work with that. That's fine. Maybe that's a new good marketing role. Discord? Is that what you're talking about? Yeah, see, like, I know it's just such like a Discord. I never heard of or used or anything Discord until I started streaming, and it seems like it's such like a new avenue. Okay, let's just draw some lightning bolts. I don't really know, like what, like ying ying ying. Is that a lightning bolt? Sure. No, for the marketing role, I know, totally, for sure. But yeah, like I didn't see the value in it until we came streaming and everyone's like, everybody's on a Discord. It's confusing to me for some reason. There's a lightning bolt. Have you ever done body paint? If so, what kind? You know what? Not like really. I've done like face painting. But I wouldn't say... Oh, shoot. I've done, like, face painting, but I haven't done, like, body painting, I don't think. We're just gonna... This is just gonna be a line layer. Let's keep it going. Okay, what else? Let's just... Bing! I'm literally just drawing sharp lines. Have a blessed day. Gotta go. Okay, well, great to meet you and see you. Thanks for hanging out with us. He looks like he's crying on the inside. Aw. He kind of does. He's just like... Let's see. Let's make that. Oh, let's... I don't know what happened there. We'll just do that. Aren't we all, though? Yeah. Isn't that just normal life now? I'm just painting lightning bolts. How about this one? Hiya, hiya! Woo! You're coming next Thursday for sure, so you're not going anywhere. Beautiful. Great to get another regular in here. Love to see it. And remember, the one thing that's nice about this, we can play with, like, translucency. Like, if you want to add a little bit more water into your paint. See you later, Dream World. If you want to add a little more water in there, you can kind of pull it across and it'll be a little more translucent. And it'll show that color popping through a little more. When it dries, it's not going to look that much different right now. But I'm just going to go across and just start putting some lightning bolts in there. Cha-cha-cha. Cha-cha-cha. That cute girl that loves karaoke, you guys. Do you know who I'm talking about? And she goes, cha-cha-cha. Cha-cha-cha. This cute little girl. No, just me. Okay, cool. How's this for, like, cool lightning bolts around him? So I'm just, like, making him the focal point. So, like, all of the lines are coming in his direction towards him. Some are going to be, like, sketchier. That's okay. You want the lines to be like inconsistent and for some to be thicker than others. That's cool. One thing whenever we're painting like things in nature, so like lightning is a great example, or like stars in a sky, or like marks on tree bark or something. It's always important to acknowledge that things in nature are not perfect and they should be awkward and weird and inconsistent. And if you try to paint it perfect, like let's say you're trying to paint a night sky and every single star is exactly the same distance from every other one, like it's going to look weird. It's not going to really make sense to people. So the inconsistencies and the messy things are like good. It's a good thing to have that in there. How's that? Does that look like lightning bolt? Kenzie, is this what you imagined when we did this? When you're talking about a lightning background? Or hell yeah? Hell yeah! And you know what's probably even more fun? Glitter. Okay, here we go. Where is it at? Where are you, glitter? I probably gold. No, let's put silver. Let's put silver. So, oh my gosh, did the playlist end? It did. Glitter bomb. Okay, so this part you want to for sure make sure that the blue that you are using is already dry, or else this glitter will stick to that as well. Okay, so you can just kind of put some lines in there with some nice wet paint. Let's go over here, Yeah. Right, that's good enough for me. There's going to be a crazy one there. And then you're going to lay your painting flat. Beep, and go over those wet spots with a little bit of that glitter, like gently. I was going to say less is more, but that's a lie. Put as much as you want. And if you put it on the wet parts that you've already laid, I would suggest at home, like let this sit like this for a while, like sit flat to dry, but just for the sake of this. See, can you guys see, like it gives, can you even see it? No, you guys can't even, the camera's not even picking it up. But now those little lightning bolts are nice and glittery and adds just another like part of excitement. I don't know, another level of texture and coolness to your painting, okay? Extra sass? Is that what you're saying? Pizzazz, maybe, is even a better word. And you can go through, hey, like, if you want to have more fun with it, the picture I'm looking at, like, you could go in with, like, another blue, maybe. Like a lighter blue or, like, a teal or aqua-y blue. And let's go in and just toss on some, like, lighter blue ones if you want. It's totally up to you. I'm just having fun now. I wasn't even planning on a background, and here we go. Dee dee dee. Oops. Kenzie, hey, no, that's fine. People complain. People usually complain when I don't do a background, and that's fair because like it doesn't feel like a complete piece to them, and that's totally fine. It's just usually I'm so unorganized that I like go over time or something. But today it's like it's literally 10:01 right now. So we've got great time going. Okay. I'll bring it closer to see if you guys can see any of those little lines I just even did or what, but see how we just added some just other dimension in the background just to add a little more like pizzazz. We're gonna stick with pizzazz. I like that name. How's that? You can splatter too? Oh my gosh. Everyone starts sending in your pictures. It looks like I got a couple. Send them on in. And I'll just splatter some white because I feel like that would work too. Splattering is a good old game of that chocolate milk consistency. So you're going to scoop a bunch of water from your water dish. Make it that chocolate milky consistency. Rub that paintbrush around in it. Make sure you're getting that bead at the bottom, right? Like that bead's growing. You can see it right now. You want that. Maybe you can't see it with how I'm showing you, but you want that as you splatter. For some of you, maybe you want to put a piece of paper over top of your Pikachu. Totally doable. That's okay too if you want to protect him from the splatter. But I always say go like a hangs loose away from your painting and literally just flick the bristles of your paintbrush. Huzzah! I'm like, okay, if a little bit gets on my guy. If you want, if you're quick, you get a little wet rag and you can easily just gently wipe little spots off before they dry if you want. I'm just gonna go across and splatter the crap out of this. I always say use protection when you splatter, okay? Make sure that you're not in a place where you're gonna get like paint on your carpet or something. Like I'm just in my studio and it's a mess and I'm a mess, so I don't worry about it. But I know that there's some people that are like painting on their kitchen tables or maybe in front of their TV on their couch. Just know that splatter can be messy, okay? You can't sue me, all right? Okay. How's that? Let's bring that close. Kenzie, great idea on the background. See how that little bit of splatter just kind of adds some... Guys, pizzazz is the word I'm using today. I don't know why that keeps coming up, but... I think he's ready! Okay, let's see if we've got some scent in here. And we'll share with the class. Let's get this out of here. Let's get this. Dream World's back! Well, hello. Hello, hello. I'm back, Miss Tay. Taytayski is not, and all related parties are not reliable for, or not liable for any splatter issues, okay? Let's see. Oh my gosh. Let's head on over here. We've already got one cutie. Look at that with that nice little background too. Okay, beautiful. Okay, here we've got another one saying messy background, but that doesn't look messy to me. Oh, he's cute too. I like the solid blue background. That's kind of nice, actually. A little different. My beautiful teacher says Dream World. Oh, you're just pumping my tires, you guys. That's my favorite saying today, too, apparently. What else do we got here? Oh, look at him, too. Ooh, that's a cool background. Nice. All with these cool, different backgrounds. Love that. Love that. Look at him. You guys, you all did so good. Oh, this one's on grass. Oh, we got a sneak peek of their last week's as well. Oh my gosh, so cute. So cute. Okay, wait. I just have to make sure for Kenzie and I's. Kenzie! Our last conversation is going to be seen, but that's okay. You guys, here's Kenzie's. Kenzie's is so cute. You kill me always. Is that all? Did I miss anybody? Let me make sure that there's none in my requests. No, it looks like that's it. That's all for now. Do I see any over here? No. Okay, perfect. You guys. Let's go through all of them one more time. Oh. Oh. I love them. I love them all. Especially that one. Okay, you guys. Great job as usual. Oh my gosh, look at that little cutie. I like that color you chose in the background too. Okay, well, everyone just nailed it. As usual. As always, it seems. Okay. Is it thumbnail time? Miss Tay, my assignment will be a little late. Yeah. I don't dock yet for late marks, don't you worry. Marker drawing was a success. I agree. You nailed it. Nico. Niku? I always probably get that wrong. I should just be Ash Ketchum, hey? Okay, wait, let's see. Let's go to the thumbnail mode. Let me get these paintbrushes out of the way. This can go away. Go away. Get out of here. No. Why are you messing with all my lighting? Okay. Let's get this little Pikachu. Which side should it be on? I think I usually put him on this side. Hold a pole ball. A Pokeball. Okay, wait. Let's just hold him here, right? My hair's crazy, but I have to wear my Ash Ketchum hat, so that's fine. Should I just hold a poke? It's gonna be exactly like my Baby Yoda one, or my Mandalorian one, where I'm just like, should I be like, gotta catch them all, right? Should I hug him because I love him? With a Pikachu, I'll hold the Pokeball right here. You guys, help me. I always laugh at this part because I know, like, I'm literally watching people come in right now, new, never been here for the whole stream, and now they're just seeing this. What even happened? My hair is a disaster. Right? Get that ring light out of my glasses. I feel like I have to be serious. Gotta catch them all. Right? Throw up a peace sign. Justin. I think of Justin every time I throw a peace sign. I've told that story on live before, I think, where Justin and I met like our second year of college. And I remember at the last year he was talking about when he met me, I like threw up a peace sign, and I was like, I would never throw up a peace sign. And then we found out that I did. It was confirmed by other people. I did throw up a peace sign. But let's just... That's true. That's a good one, though. Yeah, right. There was a full... Right. In my sketchbook from the year before, it literally was like, I'm Tay. And I hand drew a peace sign right beside it. So I was like, shoot. You're cute, even a little disheveled. It's the best compliment I could ever ask for. Okay. Peace's go-to pose. Well, let's go for it. Right? That works. Catch them all. Pokemon. Peace. Pokeball. Maybe both. Peace and a Pokeball. Something in there will be successful, I feel like. Right? 100%. Going all out. Double-handed. I know. And it's so funny. Most people just make their thumbnails later, but I like doing them with you guys. It's more fun, really. Freaking. But I'm also crashing and burning. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I wasn't joking that I'm running on a couple hours of sleep. So, we're going to call it. Here's our Pikachu. How's that? Good night, you guys. I hope you had fun. Thanks for coming to Thursday. I'll keep it here while I talk. Next week, we've got Cactus. It's a Cactus week. I'm very excited. It's a cute one. Super easy. Y'all are going to be just laughing. There's no worrying about faces and aligning. Like, we'll be laughing. No problem, Natalie. I hope that your nephew loves it. Hey, Tick Narwhal. I didn't see you in there till right now. Bikini Cactus? Where's a Bikini Cactus? I don't know. Actually, I can show you guys the what cactus. I have it here. will probably be helpful. Oh, bikini. So dumb. I always make bikini cactus. I was like, bikini? What's a bikini? Is that the type of cactus? Okay, what am I doing here? Do you see that cactus down at the bottom? Look at all the ones we've done. We started with Bernie. We had the little bear. We did Pikachu just now. And then we're finishing it off with that cactus at the bottom there. It doesn't have to be pink if you don't want to. But a very achievable one for everyone. Miss Tay, yes, Dream World. Thanks for raising your hand in the class. See you next Thursday. You too, Nico. Good job as usual. You just kill it always. Love the marker. Miss Tay, when were you born? I won't lie, that's not where I thought that was going. I was born in 1992. According to TikTok, I'm old. I didn't know. I just found out. But here, we'll go back to main here. But no, you're not. You're beautiful. Thank you. It's funny because I look like a child. I don't look like a 29-year-old. It's fine. Literally 3 times in the last week, I've had people who had to know how old I was be like, "Oh, I wouldn't have guessed. I thought you were a child." Yeah, I'm practically a boomer. Frick. Who are we kidding? But okay, you guys. Great to meet some of you. And I love there's so many new people that were so vocal today, and I love it. We call y'all the Peanut Gallery. We like people who don't paint but hang out and talk to me while other people paint, because I get hella awkward if nobody's talking, okay? I get weird. And I'm just like, okay, anybody? Is there anybody out there? So we like to have the Peanut Gallery there helping me along. And look, and Reggie's coming in telling me I'm fine AF. Like, I'll take that too. I like that too. Ilum, Schlob Mob. Thanks everybody for being a part of the Schlob Mob. Copyright, trademarked, Taytayski.com. It's getting weird already, guys. I'm tangenting. I'm getting weird. We've got to call it. Thanks for coming. See you next Thursday. We're going to paint a cactus. And because everybody thoroughly enjoyed our... Dream World doesn't want me to go. Because everybody enjoyed our games night on Valentine's Day with Kenzie and Justin. We're going to try working one of those or something in a month or something. I don't know. We have fun. You guys have fun. Kenzie requested that they don't be 6 hours long, and I'm okay with that as well. But stay tuned for that. We like those two. It's kind of more casual. You guys don't have to paint along. We can just hang out. It was a lot. It would have was. Yeah, Elam's like, yeah, it should be 9 instead. Yeah, Kenzie woke up with a hangover, you guys. Like, we've got to be realistic here. But we had fun, so stay tuned on that. Every first of the month, I change my schedule up to what we are painting for the rest of the month. Every Sunday, I'll post about it again on Instagram just to remind y'all what we're painting. And that's about it. Find me on YouTube, Etsy, Instagram, Caffeine, Taytayski across the board. Find some exclusives on Taytayski.com. And just like Dream World said, school will be in session on Thursday. 100%. Show up ready to paint. All y'all who don't think you can paint, come try at least. I think it'll be fun. All right, pals. You have a dream. Okay, add me on YouTube and I'll add you back. Yeah, for sure. For sure. You add me first and I'll get you, and then I'll see you and I'll add you back. Okay, you guys. Thanks again. Catch you on the flip side. Throwing up a peace sign today. Okay, bye, you guys.